All right. Okay. Well, I'm good it happens now and not like when we're an hour in. No, that came later. I started building it before, but I was starting like the general shape. So there's still like a bit of wool here, which I was planning it with, and then once it came out, I was like, this is a fun color to use. So then, yeah, I added everything blue here. So yeah, yeah, I agree. Sometimes I also like add more stuff. Like now the mud and the and coarse dirt and stuff. Usually I was just using path blocks, but I like the coarse dirt and stuff way more. Yeah. Yeah, so I wanted to connect the harbor bit with the city. So I tried to building a path with fields, with some custom trees. And this is actually the 0 point of the world. So this is the place where your coordinates are 0, 0. I thought it was like a fun little touch here. Just while you walk through the city, you stumble across a massive tree of the circle. And I like the big towers on the end. Like you see towers and castles in the distance. Yeah, but yeah, that's some of the reasons why I made the render distance so high, because I wanted to be able to see everything. And you're also going to notice a running theme is that there's a lot of planning going on. So there you'll see a lot of wool and unfinished stuff because I'm just going all over the place and building at all sides of the world. So here you see some wool to the left. It's supposed to be windmills. And if you spot over the horizon there to the left, you see my observatory on the hill. Just those small things in the distance, just stuff I love. So this is the main city gate. The and it used to be like a very small wall, but once the city grew, I was like, yeah, the wall also needs to grow. Yeah, just little touches this from raids that happened here. Uh, so this is nah, triggered that accident. It happens a lot. There used to be a lot of villagers here, but I think most of them passed away. Um, so this is the oldest part of the world. You might notice it a little in the block palettes, a lot of cobblestone and oak, because that's the only blocks that were like available in bulk when I just started out. And then they added like andesite and diorite, and wanted to build a little enchantment area for the early days. Oh, you can open this chest. Fun. Slime. So the idea was so you can fly in from the top and not take damage. But yeah, we outgrew this place and just moved everywhere. Yeah. So to the right here, this is a pumpkin farm hidden away in the building. That's why there are pumpkins all over the place here. And I also used to like hiding chicken farms in like little buildings and stuff, so just all around the world you could have food. So this hasn't been used a lot. So it's because of all the lag, we removed some of the chicken coops because there were just so many. Um, yeah, well, maybe once we get to the main base, which I use now, it will get a bit laggy. So yeah, this is probably the oldest. So yeah, this is the oldest part of the world because this is my original starter house. That's why, yeah, I have left it completely untouched. So this is like, yeah, this is just one place I sometimes come back to or walk past. And yeah, I was really into building with this style, with a lot of stairs and yeah. And the inside, yeah, it's about 5 years old. This building, so it's empty at the moment because I think we cleared out when we moved to bigger buildings. Only the basement is still a bit intact. There are a few little tools left. That's probably the first ones, so I'd love to keep them here. Oh, Yeah. No, I've never streamed before, so I can't help you there. This is the only place of the start house that I've left completely untouched. So there is still a little bit of tools. Just probably one of the first ones we used. So it's this was the place we used to be living out of with like 3 people. And there was just a mine shaft down here. Nothing too special, just a massive hole. Used to be to bedrock, but now we have deep slate, so it's it's not as deep anymore. They're the villagers. We used to have a data pack that would give the villagers names, but it started out to be really annoying and a bit laggy, so we took it out. But the villagers that existed at that time, well, they kept their name. So it's now got to deal with villagers everywhere with names. It is easy to spot them though, like this. Yeah, it was a fun touch. So we have lots of like little marketplaces around the world. This is again one of the more older ones, so you see a lot of path blocks and gravel, since that's the only things available. And I wasn't really good at building back then. Well, at least not as good as I am now. And around the corner here is a graveyard, which we still use. And it's just full of pets and animals or villagers or players who have just joined and left. We like to add them here. And just for the fun of it, we do it's just once in a while we come back here and add a grave. Yeah, sure. Take your time.
Okay. They're saying they can't hear either of us. I don't get it.
How about turning it on and off?
Yeah, we might have to do that.
That's usually my first reaction when something doesn't work.
Okay, we'll try that. And then they said that they can now.
Ah.
Okay. I think we might still be streaming. Or it might have ended. Okay.
I've opened the stream and I could hear it.
Okay. That's good. I think we might have fixed it. I hit stop streaming on OBS, but YouTube was still streaming, so I think we're good.
Okay. So yeah, where were we? Just the graveyard.
Talking about all the pets, all the pillagers, all the players that have died.
Yeah, just players that have just once joined, and with the data, so that's 2020. It's been a few years back. Just a fun little place to come back to. There used to be like a little bone meal farm in this. It still has a little bit of bone meal in it, but that was for the early days.
Oh, that makes sense. Having a bone meal farm in a graveyard.
Yeah. Just fun little touches everywhere. Just even though the world has grown like a lot, we still come back to this and add stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also the first attempt of me making a custom biome. I don't like it as much anymore as I used to, but it was my first attempt of building something like a little lore tower here. It's still like a fun little place to hang out, but it's
awesome.
With the castle in the background, it came a lot later. Yeah, it's just an open area in the city which I wanted to fill, and I was like, we have lots of oak now, so let's try to build a forest.
Yeah, nice little park for the city.
So here we have like a sort of hobbit hole. It was the first sheep farm I've ever made. Still some wool in it. And this is where we used to go for all the wool. And down below it's just a simple sheep farm here.
Nice.
And it's actually helped us through the first few years before we started building bigger.
Is this
all we needed.
All your planting materials are here?
Yeah. Used to be able to be enough all this sheep here.
So you've created another wool farm then?
Yeah, I mean, there's another one in the works.
Okay.
So going down here, and this area is like also supposed to be really crammed together. So there are lots of houses. Everything is interconnected for the villagers. I think everything also has an interior. It's also surprising because it's a lot of buildings. Really basic, but everything.
I mean, even still, that little intention is impressive.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched like Fwip, his hardcore world. I'm pretty sure most of his stuff doesn't have interiors.
Well, yeah, only this area has. I used to be motivated to do that, but anymore it's. So if you notice to the left here, this is a place we've recently like refurbished. It used to be an older place, so this is with new blocks, a new area. So you see like the contrast from left to right here.
Yeah.
So we will try to update the paths here, but it's just a fun little area to overhaul. So yeah, now it stands out because this style is way different and I think much prettier and much more complicated than the other ones. Yeah, I like that, coming back and adding some more stuff. Yeah, and this is the first windmill we built with the first field.
Oh, you can see like the new one versus the old one. That's awesome.
Yeah, like usually also the block palette, so it's still basic. And also, if you might have noticed, at the gate it's a little bit less noticeable, but there are a lot of turtles in this world. It's like it's almost a plague. If you watch around here in the fields and on the shorelines here, yeah, it's been a plague, all the turtles.
I have not noticed a single turtle until now. Why are they everywhere?
Well, there is when we go back here through the stables, there is a little breeding area for the scutes. So like a little turtle here, but some player just got out of hand and he was breeding them all day, and there is like a little hole here and hatch which they can use to swim into the river here. So from this, all the turtles have spread throughout the city.
All right.
So they just all came from here, and now they're just chilling here everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
It used to be laggy because there were so many, so I killed a few, but now they're more spread out, and now they're just hanging out here.
That's so funny. You got like a mutant outbreak or something. You got some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sprouting up.
Yeah, and I also love building waterways and lakes, so they have so much space to spread to. So every year we try to do like a little Christmas build. It's not too special, but this is the very first Christmas market. There's a tree in the middle.
That's cool.
Just so I yearly have a little project to work on. And this is the second base we built. This didn't used to look like this, so it's been cut out. Because this used to be, I don't know if you remember it, but it was a glitch where you could, with pistons, force a bamboo to grow really fast, or a cacti.
Oh yeah, I do
remember
that.
If you would take it out of the furnace, you get a lot of XP. So that used to be all over here. That used to be our main XP source. And then eventually down here, we moved to the very first storage room. Spent a good amount of time here. Just an upgrade. Yeah, just an upgrade from the last one, and yeah, it's served us well for the time being.
Is this slime named, or is it just a natural?
No, it's a natural. No, it's a natural. Yeah, there's like a slime farm around the corner here. Like, it's not the best working, but it gets the job done. There's little farms everywhere, like a sugarcane. But I always feel the need to upgrade it, you know, just going back and just building something bigger and better. So there are also many attempts at storage rooms or IDs that I was like, yeah, this isn't it, so I upgraded it.
Do you ever come back and like cripple your old farms or like turn them off whenever you make a new one, or you just kind of leave them all?
Well, usually throughout the versions they break themselves.
Oh, fair enough.
So usually, like the sugarcane farm here, the flying machine is broken.
Uh-huh.
So when we get up here, just walking a little bit further, we have like a palace. One of the other players built. When somebody else starts a project, I like do as little as possible to it, so it's like their own little area. So you can also like notice it's a little bit of a different style because I didn't build this. It's someone else. That's just his own little project.
Do you like put their signature somewhere, or you just kind of remember, like this person did this or this person did that?
Well, sometimes, oh yeah, there's a witch there. He used to be a villager, but he got struck with lightning. Well, not really actually the signature. Sometimes you just know which people were where, just looking at the style, and I also just know everything about everybody.
Yeah. You got like the encyclopedia just built into your brain.
Yeah, I know everything in this world. Well, this is the first map room. You get a little bit of an idea. This is a really old one, by the way. It's like also 2-3 years old, so it's not up to date. But it's like to get an idea of how the city looks a bit.
Oh, did you line up the walls with the map borders, or is that just a coincidence?
No, that's a coincidence. But the wall doesn't look like this anymore because we expanded it.
Oh, okay.
But you'll get to see that on the actual map because we do have a great new map area. Like stuff like this is also not completely finished, so sometimes members just go back. Oh, the witch got you. Yeah, for example here, this is like the only part of this little island that still needs to be finished. But like I said, I really love making lakes and everything. So this is a massive lake in the middle. And also the turtles, as you notice, they've spread here as well.
Oh yeah.
It's just everywhere. But yeah, there are like loads of little things and details around the place that I still want to finish.
I think it's
for example,
cool.
this.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, for example, this is like in the an harbor area, but it's very bare. You know, there's not much details here. And there also needs to be a bridge here, so you can like cross the lake here.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool seeing how the evolution of your building skills and style.
Yeah, it's yeah, you go in through a wave, like from that side to this side, like it's getting more modern and modern.
Yeah, I was noticing that. Like we were over there in the middle, and then I saw those towers poking out, and I was like, "Oh, that's a improvement."
Yeah.
Growing, getting better.
So this mansion here is also one of the oldest projects. This has gone through a lot of change. It didn't used to be all birds. Used to be all lime terracotta.
Ooh.
And I didn't really like it, so I changed it out.
I think you went the right direction with that one.
Yeah, I thought it used to look cool, but I changed it. And it's also, it was in the works to be like a mini game. So there's also like lots of redstone components involved because the hill this is built on is a complete custom. And this is also a build I come back to occasionally because it's so big on the inside. The interior is just so much. And it's also built to be a maze. So if you go to the side here, there's like a balcony here, and yeah, you can enter the build here. But it's supposed to be a maze, so not every area is so easily accessible. And there's lots of different areas and things you can pass through. Yeah, like there are ventilation shafts. You can almost run through every painting you see.
So what kind of game was it supposed to be?
It's supposed to be, I'm not sure what game it was based off, but it's, you spawn in here, and there are all sorts of brown shulker boxes hidden, like these ones. And you can like find items and keys there. And you can put them like in this middle hopper. And if there are like 20 shulker boxes hidden throughout, and if you throw a key in here, then one of the lights will turn on. There are 3 doors, and you can use that to exit the building. And there are also 3 different places to put levers so you can open the door. So there are 2 stages of opening the door. It's just escape the mansion. There's one guy hunting you, which is invisible and with an axe. You're just gonna hide and run away.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, it's when it's finished, I'd love to give it a try. And also, maybe you heard it. There was pistons moving.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, that's like this and this one. The little hallways at the bottom, they open and close. So sometimes some areas are
I see.
accessible. Now this is like one of the doors. This is connected to door 2. So if you see the lights on door 2 that they're on, then you have to put your levers here. But you gotta find 3 levers first.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's like a massive maze with all like sorts of shafts here. You can go up and down. Just hiding away, creeping through the hallways. And like the hunters are supposed to be a bit slower than the people who are hiding here. So it makes it fun. I love the interior. It's also very detailed here.
Very beautiful.
But maybe you may have noticed it's like a ridiculously complex. Like it's
I think
it's like it's like it's a mess, but it's supposed to be a mess.
Yeah, it kind of adds to the chaos of the game, I imagine.
Yeah, and like with potion effects and knockback sticks and everything, it's a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite builds, but still unfinished because there's so many rooms. And here you're in the top dome.
I love
this. It's a work in progress.
That's great though.
Yeah, it's a really place to get lost.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to find my way out.
I mean, I built the place, so I have an advantage, but
yeah,
we can get out here. Balcony. Yeah, that's a small idea.
So
if you go
like base this off of something, or does it like how did you come up with this?
The idea of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's based off a game that I think like Vanos did. You know Vanos on YouTube?
I think so. Yeah.
With H2O Delirious and stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they I think they released a game. I'm not sure what the name is, but it's based off that.
Okay. That seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, once it's complete, I'd love to play it. When you go around this, you see here in the corner is the area I've been working on now, so that looks a lot different than where we started out.
Yeah.
Like the style has been upgraded a lot.
Is it just another manor or what?
What do you mean?
Like a mansion, or what's it?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was supposed to be a little museum. So I finished the exterior, and I finished a bit of like the general interior, but yeah, didn't get around to actually putting some memorable stuff in there. I just moved to other projects, and I still really love this build, the shape and the overall feeling of it.
Yeah.
It's just I might come back to it to add some extra touches.
Do you still have the Enderman thing on? Enderman move blocks?
Well, it used to be on, so you're still gonna be seeing some random blocks, but it's off now. Sometimes you still find the. Yeah, I think it's really annoying, especially in my big storage, because they would like renovate on their own. Yeah, it's really annoying. So this is like the area I've been working on now with a friend. Where if you notice, it's a lot more complex and detailed than the other parts of town.
This is really nice.
Yeah, and as you can see, maybe on the skyline there, you can see some stuff poking through.
Is that what you've been working on in the Discord recently?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll get to that eventually. That's also the location of the main base. So yeah, this is also the location of the most recent edition of the Christmas markets. So when we come through here, there are a lot of traders around here. So this is the new market in progress. I mean, it's a long way from Christmas, but it's still a little bit unfinished. But it's completely different vibe than the first one, but I still love it. Yeah, no work in progress.
So how do
I
you
think.
stay motivated to like build all the time?
Well, um, it's more like I love seeing it all come together.
Hmm.
When I'm starting to build something, I try to envision it like a bigger picture. So how it would look together and what the idea behind it is.
Hmm.
It helps me stay motivated to see all the progress I've made throughout the years. So sometimes I also just sit back and walk around and enjoy just what I've made.
Hmm.
Just having a tour of my own world. Sometimes I even discover things I just forgot I built,
Yeah.
and I can re-explore my own built areas. That's also a big part of motivation, and just wanting to show people what I've made is
Hmm.
also a big motivator.
Have you ever
So,
considered starting a channel?
um, I've considered it, but I've tried making some videos also on Instagram or just on TikTok, something or Reddit, so people can see it. Just wanting to know what people think of it.
Hmm.
But yeah, maybe I'll come around and make videos about it sometime. But for now, I just enjoy building.
Yeah, I would say
And
it comes with like pros and cons because I also enjoy building, but then I feel guilty whenever I'm not like recording or making a video about building. So then it's like it can be a nasty cycle and have more like harmful additives and beneficial ones.
yeah, it's also you gotta. I think if you do the YouTube part, you also have to worry about like the video.
Yeah, yeah.
So just making sure you have nice shots of what you're building.
It takes some of the fun out of it, but I still think I think it's something you should consider at least.
Yeah, I might come to it sometime. It's gonna be 5 years too late, but it's still fun.
Hmm.
So this is the area that's more recent. It's also my uh, yeah more recent attempt of building a custom biome and another city like outside of the original city.
Hmm.
So this is all more in the recent works, and it's really starting to take shape here.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at that direction, you see like a lot of stuff poking through.
Do you use like Lightmatica and stuff to do your trees? Like, do you have a couple of set trees and then like cycle through them, or are they all just like off the cuff?
No, I've Little America that really speeds up the tree building progress
Okay, yeah,
because yeah, just now I can build a tree in a few minutes. Otherwise, I gotta keep thinking about it, and
yeah,
I've got like 300 more trees to build. So
yeah.
it's
I get like doing one or two just off the cuff, but whenever it comes to this many, I do not blame you. I need to learn how to do trees. That's the one thing that I'm not like good at whatsoever.
yeah, I've also took a lot of practice. So actually, we're walking now up to the tent
Hmm.
on the hill, and this is actually the place where we have a map of the world.
Oh, awesome.
And this is like the area I was talking about before. Also the place where all the players sit with the armor stands just around the. There's a massive table.
Whoa, this is wild. So how wide is this then? One, two, three, four. I can't even count that. Hold on.
Think if you the coordinates 808 to
Like 21.
yeah, and it's also like it's not even everything that's on the map. Some stuff is further spread out.
Oh, I love that you can
So
see all
here,
the plans and stuff that you have laid out.
yeah. So this is the map's also like being constantly updated.
Hmm.
So everyone logs their progress on here. So this is also where you can see where you spawned in. It's on this corner.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to like orientate myself. Okay.
And as you can see, there's also like stuff in the ocean here.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that when we first spawned in. I didn't even realize there was a volcano out there.
Yeah, it's also gonna refurbish that. It's not. It used to be a mob farm. It's not as pretty anymore. So there's much of space to grow here.
Hmm.
So all this area here is still untouched, and also lots of the massive waterways here is also hand dug. Like the area here is all custom, and
Wow.
through here. We have a player with 1 million stone mined, so that's also a lot.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's crazy. I can't even fathom that.
yeah, I'm like on 870,000,
Wow.
and yeah. So here are the players around the thing. Here's like me in the middle, and just everyone whoever logged in just gets their armor stand and a place to sit here at the table.
So do you have like the custom armor stand book?
Yeah, the data pack also being used in Hermitcraft.
Someone asked how far does the map go? Do you know like coordinates wise how many thousands of blocks it is?
Like this map?
Yeah, across or like I guess
Uh,
your whole world. How far does it stretch out?
oh, I've never really thought about it yet, so I'm not sure.
Well, we know it's 21 maps, and if each map has 100 and wait, what's are these like one uh
Yeah, it's just the
like the
basic map.
first map, basic map? What is that? 128 by 128?
I'm not too sure. I haven't kept track of how everything how big it is.
Okay, so it's roughly like 2,700 blocks across in
Yeah,
circular.
possibly.
Which
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
there's also
it makes sense looking at it.
stuff way further out, so it's a bit spread out.
Yeah.
But the end goal is to like transform everything that you can see on this map. So the idea is just to cover all this with builds and connect it with biomes and everything.
Okay.
So like this is like a jungle. So this is very packed, and everything you see here. So the place I'm walking on now also used to be a jungle, but we burned it down, so we could build our own biome.
So are you gonna do the same to this one, or are you gonna try and like merge whatever cityscape you have into the jungle aesthetic?
I think like around the hill here, around the mountain, I'm probably going to get rid of it and build the spruce. And but maybe I'll keep it around here because I think it's fun to keep a little bit of jungle around.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and I also want to connect it everything with roads. Like this area on this side is more connected with roads.
Mm-hmm.
As you see there,
Yeah.
it's more like a spider web of roads here. And also you maybe gonna notice it soon, but a lot of terrain looks kind of strange, and that's also because of the Caves and Cliffs update added a new world gen, and that
Right.
merged. So all the seeds changed. So I wanted to get the blocks closer. So the biomes and everything that just merged together.
Okay.
So the seed of this world is mixed in two seeds. So it's impossible to get again.
Mm-hmm.
It's also makes it fun.
Yeah, you have
Like
something
this
that's
this
like super uniquely yours.
yeah, like this mesa here, and this also already didn't used to be here.
Mm-hmm.
This used to be it's called a snowy taiga.
Okay.
So you're gonna notice there's still snow foxes spawning there, and there sometimes it snows when you fly high enough. So that's fun. Snow foxes in the savannah, but
Yeah.
it's a nice touch.
You gotta love those old world quirks.
Yeah. So I think it's time to have a little peek into the Nether Hub, because
Okay.
I think that's also something really cool to look at. Any chance you have Nether fog off?
Let me make sure. I haven't played with Optifine in a while. I just have. If I turn fog off, will that?
Yeah, I think that turns all the fog off.
Okay. Should be good then.
All right. Because the if you don't if you have the fog on, you'll get lost.
Oh, I'm already lost. I don't know where you went.
Oh, to the
Oh,
left.
okay.
Yeah, there are many portals like scattered and hidden throughout the world.
Gotcha.
So here we have one, and also like an older map. It's also not up to date, but I like keeping those older maps around.
Mm. Do you have like any maps that are like progression, like day 100 and then day 1000 or whatever? Or you just kind of have that one gigantic map?
Well, I have some older maps, but I wanted to keep that idea, but I accidentally changed a lot of maps.
Oh, okay.
So as it's loading in now, this is the Nether hub we use.
Wow.
So the idea was to keep the idea of the overworld in the Nether, but if you wanted to go to an ocean or to a coast, you could just build a portal here in the Nether, and you'll come out on the correct side of the other side.
How did you map this?
Well, actually, it's very, very difficult to do this. I firstly used a program to find the seed. And with the seed, I took a screenshot of that and I put it in another website to convert the colors into blocks, into wool. Then I went to another website that made it into commands. So in an other world, I placed it in a command block and cycled through hundreds of commands. And then I used World Edit to scale it down and to make it depth and build it with Lithomatica.
Wow. This is super impressive.
Yeah, and the more difficult part was getting it up to scale, because the overworld is 8 blocks bigger than the Nether. So that's really, really difficult to pull off.
Wow. So wait, is this like just on top of the bedrock? You didn't remove the ceiling or anything, right?
No, it's on top.
Okay. That wasn't a step too crazy.
No. Yeah, like I said, it used to be snow biome, so you still see the white wool on the bottom here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still need to change it, but it's really fun to see, like, there are hundreds of portals here. Like, to every single project or base, there's a portal here. And funny enough, I remember, like, every single portal here.
You just have them memorized? I see
yeah,
some
I
of
just
them
have
are kind of, like, stylized a little bit, but...
Yeah, to make them stand out. Some portals, I try to make them more custom. That was the idea for every portal, so you could tell them apart a little bit easier.
I see a Razor Crest over there.
Yeah, but I called it the Razor Craft because of Minecraft. Thought it was funny.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so here's the spawn portal, like where you spawn in the harbor. That's that area.
Right.
And this used to be like a station, so you can go in the Nether and get your rockets and your food, so you don't have to travel all the way back to the farm.
That's cool.
And there's also the first variant of the gold farm up there, but I took it out of commission here because I needed the magma blocks. And on this side is the newer version. It's from INXO4, if you know him.
Yeah, I've heard enough about him.
Yeah, his farms are just so ridiculously easy, and I built it on top, and then below here is a bartering farm.
Is this a 4-stack bartering? Oh no, okay. I thought each of these was... Oh, sorry. I thought each of these was a bartering station.
No, there are 4 bartering piglins up there, and I actually want to add the crafter, so you can craft it easily into ingots and get way more. And this is a little forge for the overflow of the tools and everything that just burns it down.
Gotcha.
So no gold goes to waste. This is where you get most of the stuff from. Works pretty well, because there's a lot of piglins that spawn in this farm.
Where's the farm itself? I don't understand how this is working.
The farm is actually below the bedrock, like against the ceiling. So when you stand up there, it's precisely high enough that the spawning platform is in range.
Gotcha.
So it sends the piglins to the overworld, and they push them back through the portal, and they end up there.
Okay.
So and then the drops fall down and just make their way into this system.
Okay.
So I'm kind of thinking about where to go next, because as you can see, there's much more than just a city.
Yeah.
We can go to here. This is my, I think, 3rd attempt making a base.
Like a mega base, or just like a little base?
I mean, you can decide if it's mega or not. I don't think it is.
I don't know. I think by some definitions it might be.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more laggy here. That's also part of the reason why we moved out. Yeah, I really like the details in here. It's like a massive temple, and it has everything from a completely automated storage room. We have a moped museum, we had farms here, and a massive hole in the middle all the way down to bedrock.
That's spooky. I don't think I've ever seen a gigantic hole like that in person.
Yeah, so this used to be the main area where we when to get all our stuff. It used to be a lot of fun to be here. But yeah, it was laggy and it just wasn't feeling it, and I wanted just to go bigger and better, so I upgraded.
So this is
But
base number 1 or 2 or what?
Well, if you count the starter home, that's the first storage room. Then we went to the other building where the XP farm used to be,
Okay.
and then we moved to here. This is then number 3.
So how many total are there?
Now there are 4,
4.
but
Okay.
everyone like grows exponentially. So the last one is a lot bigger, but we'll get to that eventually.
Okay.
This is also like a fun little side project here. I had like an impulse idea of I wanted to make an airfield, but make it overgrown and post-apocalyptic. So this is completely a different style.
I like this
And-
idea. That's awesome.
So it's just an overgrown island with there's a fighter jet here, and there's an hospital, and you can't see it from here, but on top of there's an SOS written in red. And
Is there like some like underground facility that there was like something went wrong and that's why this place is abandoned, or what?
well, that actually used to be the original idea.
Okay.
But it's still something I want to come back to because I like to build a lot of stuff in stages. So I built a base layer, the base shape, and then I just go somewhere else, and eventually I'll just find my way back to here. And this was also all the before I had Little so the progress was a bit slower here. And I didn't have as much resources as I do now. But I think it's still like a fun little area, and also it looks really cool on top of a map.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine.
So this is also, it's a really fun area, but I still gotta go back to it. But I really like being here. It's just a random pop of something in the world.
Yeah, I love the idea. It's just like a random pop-up story.
Yeah, it's just completely different from the entire medieval kingdom I've going on.
Yeah. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
it's,
And I think how doing it in layers, like you were talking about, probably helps with motivation. Because if you're ever like not feeling one area, you can just move on to another project.
Yeah, that was the idea. So we have all those different projects and different styles and themes, so I can just go and do what I like. So, yeah, you can also ask the people that are online right now. I have 1,000 projects at the moment,
Yeah.
just all around the world, and I try to finish some of them, and then just go back to others or start others. And there are also some farms floating around here. And here's another little small project. It used to be a planning island, so I took all the maps to a different region, but this used to be the place to hold maps and ideas of all around the world with a redstone board, which I could keep track of how far I am in certain projects. And just how much lamps are on. Everyone on the server could see how far I was with my projects, so people could keep track of the 1,000 things I was doing. That was the fun idea behind it.
I love like this. I don't know what it is about this area, but this little island just feels like Minecraft vibes. Like I just feel like such a wave of nostalgia right now for some reason. This is incredible.
It's something. I get the feeling. It's just I don't know. It feels complete or whole. It feels right.
This is awesome. I mean, one of my goals with like my survival world that I have is to just keep it for as long as I can, and I hope to one day. I definitely cannot reach this scale, but I hope to one day get to a point where it's like sprawling out across everywhere and have all these cool projects that are just like my own personal stories that I've told. And I think this has been an incredible experience so far. I'm so excited to see what you have left.
Well, it's really nice to hear, and eventually you'll get there. It also took a while for me to reach the stage I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And I keep going bigger, better, faster, more. So it just keeps on growing. So I have a little guardian farm here. We're actually in the work of building another one. We can go through here. There's also like a little side project which I disbanded. So maybe I'll come back to like make it look abandoned.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, like projects you're not feeling anymore, just go back and make it that way.
Yeah. So this was originally the idea of having a massive trading island for villagers. So we would call it the bazaar. So the idea was that at the start here, you have a massive row of different buildings and stages you can switch to. So you have your farmers and librarians. You can just switch them to where you want them. And then you have here the villager ready system, request a villager, or you can send them away. It's all automated. And then you have a massive railway system here that sends them all to the different stations. So the idea was cool, but it took on to be much bigger of a project than I anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
So I still really like the towers and the vibes that it gives off.
That's a cool
So
idea. How much have you had to teach yourself redstone, or have you had like other people help you, or what?
well, I usually just followed tutorials and stuff, so I just basically understood how the general idea was of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started building more and more, I started to just understand it more, just watching some tutorials. And this is not my own design, but I understood it enough so I could build it without a tutorial.
Gotcha.
So the idea came to me, and I just made it work.
This is crazy.
Just really like the idea. I'm probably going to implement this into my base that I have now, or I just gonna finish this. I'm not sure yet, but it took a lot of wood and honeycomb and everything. Like if you fly up, you can see that for every profession I already have built a circle.
Oh, okay.
It's a path, and it's supposed to be all different types of towers and everything. And yeah, once it's finished, it's gonna look really, really cool. If it's ever gonna be finished.
Yeah.
Or it's just gonna make it ruined, and some people still come here to trade just with these villagers. And it's just a lot of these these projects here around the world, just filled with all random builds.
So now, all the people that you've like invited to the server, how have you met them? Do you have your own personal Discord or what?
Well, it used to go only through Reddit.
Okay.
I used to post stuff on Reddit, and then people would respond, and I would hold a little interview with them to see if they were a good match. I also had some really bad matches with people that are just not a right fit. The people that are online right now are people I also met through Reddit, and those are really nice to have around, because we're actually going to one of their projects now.
Oh, nice.
Let's go to this portal. I've also helped a bit with this one, but not as much as he has done, because this is like his own thing. Alright, so the idea here is as well, we're on a ship now.
Okay.
You might have noticed it doesn't look as medieval, and that's because it's not medieval. This is a modern.
Oh.
So this is the only place we are actually building in a modern style. So this is the harbor where you first come in. I built this ship. So this is like it was originally my idea. So also the first thing we built here was a ship, and we used to be able to keep all the blocks and choker boxes on here, all the stuff we needed to build. So it's like cargo ship of all the materials. We cleared it out. And just still a really nice area. Just really a foreign concept with all the modern things we have going on.
Yeah.
Never really built in this style. But it's also really shaping up to be pretty massive here. So, he's been working on this like non-stop for the past few months. Building massive roads and canals, and a lot of massive buildings here.
I love that you can get so many styles out of Minecraft in general. Oh, he's building right now.
Yeah, that's nice. Building a new flat. I love to come here and watch him build and just see whatever he makes. He also likes to build massive buildings.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's also the person who mined 1 million stone.
Okay.
As you can tell by the ground here.
I could see that. I'm
Yeah. Oh,
surprised. Yeah. No, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
you surprised?
Well, I thought it was flush with the ocean at first. Like you've seen, I don't know if you've seen that trick where you can do with like a lava bucket over the top and make it like a rows of
Oh yeah.
stone. But I feel like that it comes pros and cons, pros and cons. I could see why you
Yeah.
used a million stone.
Yeah. This is above the water level. And also used to be a lot of mountains here. As you can see, there's he's another tackling another mountain here.
Uh-huh. So is this all ocean or is this all terrain like it is over here?
I think the part where we just were, that's mostly ocean to the side, but this was all terrain, and he's just demolishing it.
Wow.
So yeah, it's also a massive project.
How far
I like.
are we now? Like relative to the base, I guess, or the main area.
We are the villager island we were just on. That's just around the corner here. So if you could follow me, there's a road here that kind of leads to it, but you could just see the island from the villagers just barely on the map, on the map at the tent.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is just a little bit further out than just a little bit further out than the map.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to like mentally put stuff together of where we are.
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to, especially when I have a new player join and I have to show him around. And eventually they'll find a way. But yeah, I'm the oldest player here. Been host since the start. And it used to be a Realms, and a few years later I switched to a server because I needed more space and more stronger.
So what do you use to run it?
I use a server client from GG Service, of GG Service.
Okay. Yeah, I've tried looking into some for like the Discord server, but I want to be able to have like hundreds of people on it, and those are kind of expensive.
Yeah, those are really expensive. This one is also like the world size. I think it's about 10 gigs, and that just takes a lot of process power to run. So it's also kind of expensive, but yeah, it works fine, especially if 27 chunk render distance. Well, now we're going to the main base. I've been excited to show you.
Oh, the new main base.
Yeah, this is the most recent one where we live now.
Okay.
And I don't think I'm ever gonna move this. Just gonna keep. I've already upgraded the inside twice. So it's so it just keeps getting prettier.
I love the gradient on that statue.
Well, it's actually been going on like this on its own, because I haven't had much. Yeah, what's it called?
The wax.
Honeycomb.
Okay.
Yeah, honeycomb. So I've heard multiple people say that they like the gradient on the statue. So it's going further and further down, but I gotta wax it actually to make it stay like this.
What was the intent though? Did you want the gradient, or did you want to go like Statue of Liberty where it's all oxidized?
Yeah, the original idea was it just being completely blue. But of course I had to start it out like this, and then it just eventually made its way into this, and it took a while, like a long while, to come this far.
Yeah.
But I've started to really like this this gradient, so I'm going to build a honeycomb farm soon.
Okay.
This is also the place where I'm starting to build a spruce forest. And before we go in, I'd like to show you my cliffside. You've probably already seen it in the Discord.
I don't really respond to like the pictures and stuff, but I pretty much keep up with the chat and all the builds and stuff, and I think it's incredible what everyone's been up to.
Yeah. So this is my my new cliffside, which I've been working on.
This looks great. It looks a lot like more vibrant in person. This is the old jungle area, right? So you got all the
it's used to be
beautiful
jungle.
grass.
Yeah, I really like the color. It's really, really bright here.
Yeah.
There's also still ocelot spawning here, and there's still vines on the ground. And it's just, yeah, it's been a lot of work getting this cliff to look like this. And it's also my first time building a cliff like this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is the
I see a face over there.
yeah, in the rocks. It actually by accident, it just really looked like a face, and then I just went with it.
Yeah,
Just made it an actual face.
this is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been a work in progress. It's taken many days to build.
Yeah.
And I've also built this entire thing twice. First by hand in creative, and then with Little America and survival.
Right. Wow. So how much
Yeah.
of it have you done in just placing blocks in this world, or not much?
From the cliff?
Yeah, like without like pre-designing or anything, or has it mostly just been in the creative?
Like only this cliff, or the entire world?
No, like this section of the world, this newer
Oh,
base.
now this is mostly firstly built in creative because it's on a bigger scale, and
Yeah.
otherwise it would take a while. And
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of trial and error that goes into designing the towers and the buildings.
definitely.
So I wanted this area to really stand out.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think
So that's why
I
I
think you achieved that.
yeah, and it's like the mountain is like a triangular shape. So there's 3 sides,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the first side that's complete.
So
At least
what kind of
yeah.
like a style aesthetic is this? Is it kind of like something just off the cuff, or like were you kind of mirroring another style, or what?
Well, I've seen some posts around the block pad and the style on
Mhm.
Instagram, which I based it off. But the idea was before that. I just went flying around with a friend of mine, and you're gonna see it on the other side of the mountain. That's a little bit unfinished, but there is what the idea came from. It's like supposed to be like an institute or a university,
Okay.
some sort of Hogwarts kind of vibe. That's
Gotcha.
what I'm going for.
Yeah, I
But
can
then
see that definitely.
yeah, it's going to be much more connected. Like the towers are now mostly standalone.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to make it fall a bit more together. So we can fly a bit around it and get closer before we actually get into storage, because inside this mountain is my main base.
Wow, I didn't realize that this was all like a lake up here. That is cool.
Yeah, that's also been a lot of work to get all the water and the lakes to work up here.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. I haven't done too much
And
with water, but the little bit that I have done has not been very enjoyable.
yeah, it takes a while. Like I've done a lot of water stuff here.
Mm.
I really enjoy it, and it really makes a good pop of color. It adds a lot.
Yeah, there needs to be like a reverse sponge or something. Like you fill a sponge
Yeah.
and then you can place it, and then it places like a 3x3 of water.
Oh, that would be great.
It'd be so convenient.
And this tower, the first one here, is actually a creeper farm.
Nice. I love the function.
And then of course the second tower is a sugarcane farm.
Okay. I
You
love
can-
the design of them being like stark, like not super detailed, and then like super heavily detailed on the top. Is that something you're gonna go back and change, or are you just gonna leave it like that?
Well, I want like the top to stand out because that
Yeah.
really peeks over the walls.
Yeah.
But like I said, I want it to fall more together. So maybe I'll do more at the base.
Mm-hmm.
And I've thought about doing more with gradients or just little areas with more detail. But I don't know. I also like just the aesthetic of it being just colossal and well maintained.
Yeah. No, I think it works. I mean, maybe a little bit of gradient if you really wanted to, but the way it is right now, I think it works. Especially if you add
Yeah.
those connections between the buildings, I think it'd be completely fine. I love the aesthetic.
Yeah, like in here it's also the idea to have a little greenhouse area. So I tried more, making this feel like more of an interior,
Mm-hmm.
and you can look down into the sugarcane farm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's very efficient.
Oh, these are all mushroom stems. Do you have like a gigantic mushroom farm somewhere?
No, these are bone blocks actually.
Bone blocks? Oh my goodness. Yeah, they are. Okay.
But it's taken a few thousand bone blocks to to actually build this. So the progress is slow because I'm using a wither skeleton farm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
But yeah, I really like the aesthetic which the bone blocks give, like for the pillars and stuff.
Yeah, it helps with the verticality.
Yeah. I've just been building more and more buildings up here. And you also see a lot of wool stuff that's still going to happen.
So is that gonna be like what is this over here gonna be?
You mean this the circle here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another like tower thing, but I want to connect it into the bigger tower. So if you like fly from this area, you see there the bridge connecting, and there's a little lower circle part.
Okay.
And I want to like create more verticality, but not as high as the current buildings. And also want to implement some different shapes, so it's not all circles.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a massive observatory here.
Okay. Okay, so
I'm
this
going
is
to
where the observatory is gonna go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And still working on the design, because it's still I'm not entirely sure how I want to do it. But the plan is also on the inside. I'd like to have a more zoomed out map, like not the one we have there.
Okay.
But this one be twice or 3 times as big.
Okay.
Like zoomed out with the maps, so you can see more of the world.
I think that's perfect for an observatory build.
Yeah. And also a fun little touch when you fly out and you fly back in, there's actually an entrance behind the waterfall.
I did not see this. Yeah, I saw like there was a little bit poking out on the other side there. So is this like the main storage area then?
Yeah, this is like it's a lot of very big hallways here, like a temple vibe, just underground. Still, the outer tunnels needs a bit more detailing. But here we get closer and closer to the center, so we have all these different areas of stuff that gets sorted.
Love the lighting.
Yeah, it's I wanted to have like a place where I can find all my stuff. But I didn't want it to be all in one big tunnel or all in one big room, so I just gotta travel a little bit throughout the storage. And not every room is as detailed.
Is it
all
all
here we have
automated?
Yeah, it's all automated.
Wow.
And this is a massive shoulder box unloader. It's like ridiculously fast. I only use that for bulk. And here we have then the wood area. With all sorts of wood diamonds.
You have things breaking, like with all the redstone and whatnot you have around.
Well, I try to fix a lot of the errors. So at the moment it's really stable unless you throw in sorter items. There was a time where sorter items got lost and they were in and about the world. So sometimes they would end up in the storage, then break the filters. But I think I have now kinda got rid of all the extra filler items, so it's the chance of breaking is a lot smaller.
Okay. How do you have room for expansion? Like I see you have the wood types and stuff down here. What if they add more?
We're gonna go down. Just gonna go down further because wood is a block that just keep adding more of.
Yeah.
So just gonna keep expanding downwards.
Okay. That's perfect. I mean, like expansion downwards is the perfect idea for that.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. It's many stuff here is also pretty recently been worked on. But for example, this is the big area for all the stone and the slabs and everything, and the walls, stairs.
Wow.
I'm still working on the design of this room in creative, so it really makes it stand out. And this is also the place where the creepers end up from the farm.
Oh.
They fall in the middle of this room.
That's perfect.
So just a little place to connect the upper and lower part of the base. And here we have a little bit of bulk, so we have some extra chests for the stuff we have lots of.
Gotcha.
It's gonna overflow, so we gotta build a sugar loader for that. And I love having little areas like this. So this is where the sugarcane and the gunpowder ends up. So here we have a place where we can just go and get our rockets.
Gotcha. That's just really convenient.
Yeah, and up here there's a rocket to signal. It's
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so this is the central part of the base.
Okay.
So every tunnel has a different color, like south, east, northwest.
Nice.
So everything is, you can tell them apart. And every tunnel has a different purpose and different stuff that's sorted there.
Hmm.
For example, this you might notice it from the Plan Island.
Right.
I've been trying to get the vibe from there, like in this tunnel. So we have a bit of a planning space here. So this is for another player, and this is the one for me. So you can see how I'm overflowing with ideas that's still in the red.
Okay. Oh, so is this like, gotcha. All right.
Yeah, so it's just all the ideas that popped into my head. And just, yeah, I've been trying to fill it.
How often
Still
do
lots
you work on your world in general? Is this like a daily thing, couple hours a day, or what?
Well, the thing is, I work full time,
Yeah.
and I'm away from my home a lot. So usually only in the weekends and when I'm off, like weeks off,
Okay.
then I play. Because my job is very intensive. Like I said, I'll be gone for a month
Yeah.
after next week. So then progress will, slow down. So yeah, it's mostly in the weekends or when I'm like a week off.
Okay.
So there's also like a collab between multiple people.
Right.
Like these hallways have been built by the guy who built the modern city,
Okay.
and he also likes digging out stuff. So he also dug out the tunnels.
I can tell that he likes digging out stuff.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, I get it. It's therapeutic.
And sometimes it's just a change. You need to like doing something different.
Yeah. I get
And
that.
here
I
you have
think
a tunnel.
My therapeutic thing is like going caving. I enjoy that.
Yeah, everyone has their thing, like to go do something else to like clear the mind.
Yeah.
So this is the tunnel
Ooh, look at
with all the colors. So just everything has a space. It's just really easy now that I'm doing projects. I just come here and I know where to find stuff.
yeah. I can see
It's
why
everything.
it might be a little laggy in this area.
Yeah. I mean, it's for me, it's okay. My PC can handle it, but some
Yeah.
people, when they come on a laptop here, it's just
Yeah.
laggy. And I don't think it's like massively sorting stuff, but when I use the massive unloader, there's just thousands of items that's going around, and
Mhm.
yeah, it's just better to be somewhere else.
Are you
Yeah,
just
some-
sorting out enchantment tables?
Yeah, it's probably just everything has a spot. So
Okay.
everything that gets put in here, that just we're also sorting out diamond blocks and stuff, but there are not any in there. But
Yeah.
just if it ever ends up in the storage, it'll find their way. Like I'm waiting for this room for the new copper blocks to come out, so I want to decorate it with copper. So it's just waiting for the update.
I know. I've been seeing the hermits build with the new tough blocks, and
Yeah.
it's got me so excited. I think they look so beautiful.
Yeah, I would love to build with tough. And also here, there are also I think 2 to 3 dolphins in the storage. So they keep recycling the items because they have to go around in such a big circle
Oh.
that it takes a few minutes to go around.
So it resets
So
the drop timer?
Yeah, it resets the drop time, so you can just
Wow.
keep going around.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and everything just needs to be worked into the base, so you see less of the redstone bits,
Mhm.
but just how it works. And we have an trading hall below here, and this is mostly for quartz, because up top we use a lot of quartz.
Yeah.
Just a little breeder and another village area, but it's also very new.
I love the floors, being glass on top and seeing what's going on underneath, and that's such a cool little touch.
Yeah, I mean, you might have noticed that in this base, I'm trying to combine different things, because the
Yeah.
idea from this verticality downwards
Mhm.
with this glass stuff comes from the temple base we were just at.
Mhm.
And that's a part we have in the Plan Island, and I'm just trying to mix all different styles into this base, so it just feels connected.
I don't know
Just-
how I don't know how like the European school systems work, but in high school in America we have 4 years, so it's almost kind of like you've gone through your 4 years of high school, and now you're like a senior about to graduate, and you've just brought all this stuff together into one idea, and it's like the culmination of all your progress as a builder.
Yeah, you can look at it that way. It's just everything I've been working on and everything I liked enough to keep just yeah, like the rocket here. You also have this rocket at the place where you spawned in, like at the rocket shop, and I thought it would be fun to incorporate it here.
And then there's also those 7 banners that I saw. I don't remember where I saw them, but I know I've seen them earlier.
And this is from the like I don't know what it's called. It's like the Christmas, the candy stick.
Right. Oh, okay.
Like that's the banner we keep around the world. And we also have like newer components like the sniffers and the LAs down here. And just yeah, this used to look a lot different because when you go up here on the second layer, you kind of see the roof, the floor pattern like this. And it used to be every tunnel used to be like that, the bottom, but it just looked a lot of like very chaotic.
Yeah.
So I changed it out for something more natural, like more smooth.
Right.
So it would just feel a bit better. We're colossal, like better to fly through because the tunnels used to be very low. Like the level you're standing on now would be the ceiling of the original tunnel.
Oh, okay.
And it used to be a lot of different shapes, but I wanted the main tunnels to be clear and have rooms to the side for all the block types.
Yeah. Well, you've done a good job of that. I think the scale is pretty good.
Yeah, just everything has their place, especially when there are new items to come. I can just expand wherever. And here's then all the food. I want to make like a dining area here, like with a massive table and.
Okay.
So everything like has their own. Like this is like this combining all different styles in this base, just all over the place. But it's still, yeah, it's I don't know. It's just still one thing, but yeah, it's all different things in one.
What's this one over here?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. I also like when an area's incomplete. I like to block it off with like concrete or stuff, so you know it's being worked on. But it's also like not just stone, so it's still something stand out. It's probably going to be another stair, but I also like the feeling of it being dark with the Endermans.
I wasn't sure if you had like it attached to an Enderman farm or something, which I don't know how you would do that. But I think about it.
No, it's just behind here is the dolphin.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and I like to bring all sorts of stuff here. So there are LAs here, cats, dogs. I have a parrot here because they spawn here because this is a jungle.
Okay.
And we have a pink sheep and an Arctic fox that spawned here.
You have like a brown panda yet?
No, I haven't. I have a brown mushroom though, but not a brown panda yet.
No.
Just trying to collect it all over the place. And here's a little bit of the map progress I showed. So this is the airfield we were at and the temple.
Yeah, I love the idea for that airfield. Just a little nugget of storytelling.
Yeah, it's I don't know. And this used to be the original snow area, but I found a map recently, and I locked it in place. That's like right outside of the storage room, like the main gate we were at. That used to be this. That's very strange to look at, but it's a lot of fun to keep around.
Where was you were talking about earlier the like original idea for this build? I was on like the other face of the mountain.
You can go there. You can go to the right here.
To the right.
Then I think if you go across and then look back, we can see it. The original idea was to have this cliffside, and you see the purple and the long bridge of the massive all the arches. It's supposed to be like the massive lake on top that has all these waterfalls coming down it.
Okay.
The original concept was based off Naboo from Star Wars.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. My mind went to like Rivendell from Lord of the Rings, like that mixed with Hogwarts. But then you have that future aesthetic that doesn't really match in there.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's a mixture of all sort of stuff. Like the gate is something colossal and different. When you look to the left at the gate, you still see like the side that's open. You see like a little tower poking through, like on the backside.
Oh, is that what was originally there?
Yeah, it was originally a much smaller gate, but I just built this bigger one like over it.
That's cool.
So yeah, this is another side which I'm gonna work on.
So are you gonna connect all the tunnels through the terraforming, or are you gonna have like another side gates or what?
I think it's like a massive plus in the middle. So every corner has like a gate, but not every gate is going to be as big as that one.
Okay.
So on the other side, where you saw the face, that's also a gate, which I've recently finished building.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to try something on all sides. Maybe this is going to be part of a waterfall, or I'm going to build a bridge here or an aqueduct to connect it into this area here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, yeah, there's so much to be working on. It's just so much all around the world.
It's never gonna be done. You
Yeah,
always find something to add to it, I'm sure.
yeah. It's just I'm never burn out. It's just also in my creative test world, so I have lots of things that I'm working on, and yeah, love seeing the progress and it all coming together.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Right.
what's the next step for this? Is it the observatory?
Yeah, I think I want to go more to the other side of this, like where the cliff side is, because that's the most pretty side I have. This base. So I want to build the observatory, and then I want to start working on connecting the builds I have so far.
Okay.
So we have a greenhouse here, and I want to connect it more into the other builds. And I just want to make this all feel more like a whole, because it's mostly now just standalone buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like this area around here. There's nothing here yet, so I want to make sure everything gets connected. There are paths everywhere, and makes it walkable and connected.
Right. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and this middle area is also something I wanted to connect the upper and the lower part of the base. So you can look down and there's the center.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like connected, so you can fly in and out, and it's just having a reason to come up here. So I want to make some more stuff here, so it's can all be connected together. Yeah. So the next step is just making sure the observatory fits in nicely, and then making sure this all fits together.
Do you think you're gonna continue to add like the bigger colossal builds, or do you think you're gonna try and sprinkle in more of the little builds throughout?
I think I'm not going to build any more things that are as high as the colossal towers.
Okay.
Maybe on this side I'm going to build a bigger diagonal build, but not round, just lower, but wider.
Mm-hmm.
Just making something different, because these towers they take so long to build.
Yeah.
I think every one of these towers like is a 15-hour grind of building and grinding materials.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really like the it really hurts my head when I build these things, but the end result is really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Like the building on the right, like has 7,000 bone blocks in it, and it just takes a while to get.
Oh my goodness. How many like shulker box wise? How much is that? Is that like a shulker box or two?
I think it's 3,
3? Okay.
something around that.
I'm trying to like picture it in my brain.
Yeah, I've also, for example, the forest out here.
Mm-hmm.
In my creative world, I have the forest like complete, and I know how much leaves I'm going to need. And I'm going to need around 60 shulker boxes of spruce leaves.
Oh my goodness.
Also, already gone through like 5. But yeah, the effect is just so awesome.
Yeah.
This is some of, yeah.
Did you have like 1 to 2? Like, do you have like a line of trees that you have like 6 of them, and then you could just kind of rotate, or what is it? How do you do this?
Well, how I did it was just gather a few trees. So there's like 6, 7 different ones.
Okay.
And they're all different shapes and sizes, because like in front of the cliff here, I wanted some smaller trees so the cliff wouldn't fade away behind those massive ones.
Right.
And I just binded them to some brushes and tools in Creative, and just flew around and just pasted them everywhere. Yeah, I just wanted to make it work, that all the views are in place, so it's not covering too much. So my cliff side is not fading away.
Have you
Like
looked
from-
into using the Axiom mod that's coming out?
No, I haven't heard about it.
Okay. Apparently, it's like some big new mod for terraining and building that makes it so much easier.
I'm definitely going to get into that then, because this takes a while.
Yeah. I think B-Dub started talking about it, but I heard about it a couple months ago. and it seems really easy. I need to learn how to use it. I have like a video saved in my watch later, but it's just Axiom mod, so like AXIOM.
All right, then I'm going to get into that one.
I think it'd be worth looking into, especially if you want to wrap this terraining all the way around. It might save you a lot of time.
Yeah, because this is all like one layer thick because I'm just building it by hand.
Yeah.
First, I'm just building an entire skeleton of stone,
Yeah.
and then filling it in with stone and then texturing it. And yeah, I also like that it's not over detailed because some people just spam blocks and
Yeah.
corals and everything. And I like the idea of something being smooth, like having not too many cobblestone in it and stuff. Just
It's also a
Yeah.
little more realistic that way because you don't have like everything everywhere in nature. There's spots where
Yeah.
there's weathering, there's spots where there is a lot of sunlight, so there is a lot of plants, but then sometimes there isn't. So, yeah, I think
Yeah.
you've done a good job with this biome, especially compared to that first one you showed me. This looks
Mhm.
a few major steps up from that one.
Yeah, it's just in the year it's just more. I wanted to make it more realistic. Like on the left here, there's a stuff that's more tucked in, so it's darker.
Yep.
From up close, it doesn't look as amazing as from further away because then you can really see all the cliffs overhanging, and you can just see where all the darker spots are, especially around the main waterfall.
Yeah.
You can really see what effect the darker spots have.
Yeah, it just becomes like painting. Like if you were to just take your brush and be painting on a canvas.
Yeah, sometimes I even view building like that, just painting or drawing something. Just this is art, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's what it helps builds become like that next step up is making them that artistic level instead of just like in the game. Like this isn't a Minecraft build, this is something that I'm creating to make a piece of art out of.
Yeah, it's just I also like drawing and I'm very creative, and I love it.
That's one thing I've been trying to get better at is like I have a little sketchbook. I'll try and sketch some stuff out before I build them. It helps me like get ideas down, but then it also I want to improve that skill of sketching. So I think
that's
it's
also
highly underrated.
Yeah, it's a really nice way. Sometimes I do it in paint to get the general shape, but sometimes I just stare blankly at like this cliffside. I just stare at it and just visualize in my head how I want the cliff to look, and I just build the shape, and it just works.
That's perfect.
And so here you can see the gate.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to do something similar to that to the other side.
I love those are big doors, right? That swung open a little bit.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's I think it fits, you know, the trees around it, and it just looks cool.
Looks like
but
a
there's
bat cave, kind of.
Yeah, it's almost. But there's much more to show because we're very long at the storage because it's a massive build. We can go into this area. This is also the most recent addition to the outer wall from the city, the inner wall, which I've been expanding. And this is another area which is probably mostly going to be trees, but just having little settlements and just little towns and castles around the place, just to fill it up. So here I've been working on another castle build on the hill.
Nice.
It's still a big work in progress, but I like building like the city being fortified from all angles, you know?
Yeah.
Just having a bit of lore to it. So if we would get attacked, the kingdom would be safe from all angles. Here's a different style I tried. It's from B-Dubs.
Okay.
So I really tried for once building, especially this building, like how he builds it with a lot of texture and a lot of stuff.
Right.
Just trying to figure out if it's something I like. I like this way of building.
I started using this where it's like there's no overhang, and honestly I like it a lot, building like that.
Yeah, it's different. It feels unnatural to not have an overhang on the roof on this side, but it works.
It's something to get used to, but yes, it does work in some cases. I think it's like choice case. It depends, but I think in most times it works.
Yeah, and I think it's just a little bit too much texture for me, but I still wanted to try it. and see how it looks. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, but
Yeah.
I want to downgrade it just a little bit. But I still really like the feeling that it gives off, and it's also one of the, if I ever want to build in this style again, I just can continue this village.
Mm-hmm.
Just many of the styles. Yeah, and this is, by the way, the outer wall. You haven't been seeing it a lot because it's still in development, but the other city is the inner wall, and those are the outer walls of the actual kingdom. So it's going to be surrounded in this, and that's absolutely massive. That's bigger than the map we saw in the tent.
Yeah, I think I saw some of this wall around the other side of your bigger capital city build. I was
Yeah,
curious what it was.
yeah, it's going to be like the entire kingdom will be filled in with builds. That's like the entire, what I said about everything being filled with builds.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything within this kingdom will be detailed, and then I can just branch out. And this is another base of one of the other players, which I haven't touched. This is just another kingdom somebody has been working on. It's also like a little bit different style. A little bit, houses are more spaced out, and yeah, it's also a fun place. I like having these areas, which I personally do nothing with, but other people just make it their own.
Yeah, I'm sure it's cool to come back and like a month later see everything that they've done and change to it.
Yeah, that's something I really enjoy. Just seeing the progress when I'm gone. Like if I'm gone for a month and I come back and just see how much people have built. That's something I really enjoy.
So how often do you like get in a call with these people and just kind of chat and build and stuff?
Yeah, a lot actually.
Yeah.
Just hanging out together and building. So, yeah, sometimes even when we call together, build like in a similar area, and when we're alone, just going to build our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it keeps me motivated to talk with people and just showing what I've created so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can fly to the right of this bridge.
Okay.
See maybe a little bit of the mansion on the mountain. I had an idea for once to just, yeah, build a different style. There's a different kind of mansion, just more, yeah, what's it called? More, yeah, more clean, you know, not so wild, but just a more clean aesthetic.
Okay.
Just like a rich family that lives on a hill.
Right.
And it's, yeah, it's going to have a very interesting interior because it's so, yeah, it's so massive on the inside, so you can just do a lot with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, again, one of the areas that's just random throughout the world and just decided on, you know what, I think a mansion would look cool here, and I'm just going to, let's build it. So the general idea, like this is probably the second stage. So it's up, and now it's time for the details. And a lot of stuff, yeah, happens like that. So just build it in stages.
So how do you approach your building? Do you do like outlines, or you talked about drawing? Do you draw them first, or what?
Well, it kind of depends on what I want to achieve in the build. Sometimes I want a building and I'm just completely blank, and then I just build everything with stone first. So just a stone hull with zero details at all, and then detailed afterwards. But sometimes I really just have a vision of something, and just it comes to me, and I can plan it out, and everything just works. I just don't need to build anything creative. Everything just flows out.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I want something like specific or special for a certain area, and then I usually go back to creative, so it's more specific and special to that area.
Right.
So it's for different styles and different builds, you just have different ways of approaching it, and I think that's what makes everything unique and look fun.
Yeah. It helps it feel like it's one world, but it's also like multiple different areas instead of just being like everything everywhere is the same.
Yeah, it's the styles are different, but the way I approached it is also different.
Mm-hmm.
Like this bay here, it's also something that just flowed out of me. This is just all without planning built. This is an area that just worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the shape and the buildings. It's actually one of my favorite little towns in the world. Just 5 6 houses here and completely unique. And it's just, yeah, I think it works. A little fishing area and
This is cool.
yeah, like the crates here, the fish, and it's like, but it's deeper here, and every building is detailed.
Mm-hmm.
And the fish heads and everything, it just works. The fields around it. I really just like having something that's complete. Just everything here is, yeah, just like villagers moved in. It's just, you know, it works. I like having these points of interest here on crossroads, like going to the left and right, and everything just feels connected here.
Are you gonna
With
build a windmill here? I just see a
Yeah,
floating boat.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah, it's the world is like filled with stuff like this. Sometimes
Yeah.
just fly around. I just fly around and I see something like, hey, this needs finishing, so I'm just going to build it, and that's also what I like. Just going randomly around the world and fixing random things.
Mhm.
Just yeah, I think that's the fun of it. Some people just like to complete everything and go from one area to the other, just having everything completed and connected. But I like going all over the place.
Yeah. No, I think that's a better way to do things, honestly. It helps with that
Yeah.
the burnout aspect.
Yeah, everyone just. I feel like you should do what you want. You know, some people really try to force themselves to do something,
Yeah.
and I just actually just do whatever I feel like doing.
Yeah, I feel like creativity can be like nipped in the bud if you try and force yourself to be creative. Like sometimes like,
Yeah.
you throw some music on, whatever, if you're not really feeling it. But if you're like really forcing it, I feel like that's when your builds start to suffer because of it. So I definitely agree with just moving on if you're not quite feeling it.
Yeah, and what I like especially is when I not feeling a build and I go away from it and then come back to it when I have like inspiration for it. It comes out 10 times better than
Right.
if I would continue it the first time.
Right.
And for here, like the courtyard area here is like a little finished, so it's like but like the base structure still needs some details, and the inside also needs some. But just I'll get around to it, you know. Just that's something I like. If it's finished, then yeah, I cannot add anything. But
Right.
if it's still under construction, I can just keep coming back to it and keep keep adding more and more to it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Over on the horizon to the left here, there's like a white building with acacia. Just a random thing that popped in my mind. I was like, I need something like this here, and it's not detailed, not at all. And I just someday I'm just gonna be like, I want to finish it, and I'm gonna add all the details to it.
Right. Are you gonna put like other stuff around it too, or you just like 1 to 2 pop-up houses in this area, or what?
Well, I like this being like a big forest, so I'm probably going to terraform all these trees into custom ones. Like to the back here, you see it a little bit. I've tried making the trees that already existed to be a bit more taller and slimmer,
It's a
and I
wonder
think that's already.
what a couple of custom trees can do. Because there's
Yeah,
not,
and
there's
this
not
is
much else but those little custom trees, and I think it makes it look that much better.
yeah, it's very subtle. If you you barely notice it, but once you do, you think like, oh, this is yeah, it's necessary.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna do more like that, or add little points of interest around here because there are pathways going through it, and the castle on top of the hill. Maybe I need to make the hill a little bit more pretty, just all around.
Now I need to teach myself how to do trees. I feel so
Yeah,
like,
it's
inspired now. It does make it just look that much better.
yeah, trees. I think usually I just try to decorate with just planting a sapling. You can see that a lot in the city on blank old areas, just planting some saplings and calling it a day. But it makes such a difference once you actually try and build something pretty with a tree. So especially like the spruce forest, like the custom one, it just does so much. Just building your own trees. We can check out the observatory, by the way, once I spotted it on the horizon. It's also like a little weekend build here. I was also like, I need to build an observatory, and I thought that was the perfect spot for it. It's also just a build that just flowed out of me. Just no planning and creative, just all building, did it by hand, and especially the interior. Everything here, just I love it. Feels complete, very vibrant, a lot of color, a lot of different things.
I love all the mini blocks that you have everywhere. I need to start building with those as well.
Yeah, I think those look really good in kitchens and for interiors and stuff. Just
Yeah.
it works, you know, just having a melon somewhere or chest. Yeah, it's also one of those builds. I'm like, yeah, this. I love builds like these, just complete little areas.
This is so cool. I love the way that this looks.
Yeah,
Just like
it's
the big curve.
yeah, just something that just sometimes the ideas just can't stop. They just keep on coming and just yeah, I love it.
How many times do you like commit to silly or weird ideas? Like most of the stuff looks pretty practical. Do you have anything that's like super weird?
Super weird. I don't think I have anything like a big strange build. I don't think I have. That I really want to get into it, like building with concrete or something, just building something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I'll get around to it sometime.
I have
Most of the stuff is yeah.
I have like a list of like build ideas, and a lot of them are just weird. And I've like refrained from building that because I am a little skeptical as to how well people will receive it. But there's a lot of like weird things that I want to do, and yeah, I think I might try and tackle that in the future. But I don't see many
I
people
th-
doing like weird stuff, so I don't know.
I think it could be fun to like have an area or an island which you can build all your strange stuff.
Yeah,
I've seen some hardcore YouTubers done that, like building crazy styles or pixel art and stuff.
yeah.
Because I don't think we have any pixel art in the server except from graffiti in the modern area.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, there's still much more to go on. So I'm gonna go back to the Nether.
Okay.
I also have portals just scattering around. But I know every single one.
I'm surprised you
That-
remember everything here. It's impressive.
yeah, it's crazy. Like when somebody needed like an ocean monument to build something, I could like think of like 7 in the world, 7 locations. Let's see, where should we go from here?
Fizzly said it almost feels like old YouTube where the projects are like really fun and random, and I think that's a perfect way to describe your world. It just feels like that old Let's Play world that you just got dedicated to.
Yeah, it started just as a 2-week Minecraft phase,
Yeah.
and it just yeah expanded in something much more. So now we're going to an area which there's a build which I actually consider as a mega build.
Hmm.
One of the few in this world I actually consider as one. There's also it used to be a mushroom island, in which I wanted to fill it with farms. So this is yeah, I think that I got the idea from the build is from a map that's like an imperial city.
Uh-huh.
But it was really outdated, so I upgraded it with a custom block palette and more modern blocks. This build is around 1 million blocks in total.
Oh my god, it's still loading in.
Yeah, it's seriously massive.
Wow.
It's like I used to think my iron farm to the right was massive.
Yeah, no, I saw that first, and then this loaded in. What do you call this?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I thought it was so awesome, and me and he's online now, Huff Stuff, we built it together.
Uh-huh.
It took us like several weeks to finish, but this is like seriously massive.
Wow.
And I think eventually I want to cover this area with all sorts of different farms and weird stuff,
Uh-huh.
like the weird stuff you were talking about. I think this is the area for it.
Yeah, probably.
Just having a massive, good-looking centerpiece and just surrounding it with farms and other crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to funnel it all back into this massive building. So in the middle, I want to build a storage room that can hold everything.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can fly around. It's just like seriously massive.
This is impressive. I mean, yeah, I think this. You're right in calling this a mega build. What? Wow.
Yeah, it took a lot to build this. Like being burned out
Yeah.
and just building it layer by layer. This took so many resources, especially there's so much andesite in this building.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe I can pull up the schematic to give you like an actual list of what the blocks are.
Is the interior? It looks like there's some.
Yeah, there's a little bit of interior, but there's 135,000 andesite in this building.
Oh my goodness. Is it mostly on Mushroom Island, or is this just over the ocean?
This is over the ocean,
Okay.
but I want to there's a lot of green terracotta around here, and I want to wrap this all the way around. And maybe even do it with lime and green terracotta, so if each chunk has a different color.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would look fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I needed an iron farm, and I was like, let's build a subtle iron farm.
A subtle, yeah, very very subtle.
Yeah, it's I've seen much smaller designs which are probably a lot more practical, but this just looked fun to me. One layer is like one actual farm I got from a tutorial, and I just copy and paste it a lot of times around.
Gosh. There are so many golems here. How much, like, per hour do you know?
Oh, I have no idea. Just no clue. Just putting it all together, and there's just an endless wave of golems just keep going in. But yeah, I haven't been AFK here a lot because whenever I need something, just stand here for a few minutes and then I have all the iron. But it's just something me and Huff built because we always built this crazy stuff together.
So whenever the auto crafter comes out, are you gonna go like across your world and just every farm add an auto crafter, or what?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm just going to. That's gonna be so good. Just saving so much pain of crafting everything, especially when gold and iron. Yeah, I'm gonna use it a lot.
This is crazy. I mean, standing here trying to look at the front of the build, you can't even see like the back portions of it.
Yeah, you gotta go to the side a bit so the tower loads in. Actually, the original idea of this building was to build like a massive integrated villager trading hall. It's also a running theme to. I have so many different trading halls, just because I'm never satisfied. So the general concept was, because I liked the concept of the bazaar with all the different rail stations and everything. I liked it so much. So I built it in creative, like an integrated system into this building. It's probably like a quarter of the way done in design. So I wanted to build it in here, so I have like the biggest trading hall for villagers ever. Maybe I'll get around to that. I'm definitely going to build a storage room in the middle, so it funnels all the farms in there.
Right. Are you gonna move all the farms to the inside, or what?
I think I'm going to build some farms on the inside, because on the towers on the sides there's a lot of space.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to build them just all around it, and just I'm gonna try and make it look as pretty as possible. But there's a stupid amount of blocks in this building. It took so long.
What is this little thing?
Oh, this is a tree farm, but it blew itself up at the top. So.
Oh, okay.
It's this is also from INX04.
Have you?
I really like.
Have you done any like mangrove builds? With the
mangrove?
Yeah, with the mangrove wood.
I don't think I have done any big builds with it, but only small roofs and buildings with it.
Okay. Yeah,
So no.
It's such a pain to farm. It made me think about it. I couldn't imagine doing like a build this scale. Sorry, a build this scale with that wood. I'd hate myself forever.
Well, there are probably farms to help you with that, but it's ridiculous. And also, I have my only brown mushroom here, just keeping it in the boat safely. I actually gotta move it to base sometime.
Yeah. Got to get like one of every creature.
Yeah, just all the rare creatures, just having it in my base just also creates some, just some variety.
Yeah.
Just all different things in the world. Yeah, but yeah, this build took way too long to build. I was almost burned out. Is
Have
that the
you-
only close? Yeah.
Sorry, have you ever like actually hit a burnout stage or what? Have you just been able to constantly go over these past 5-6 years?
No, I've had some burnout, but not that I stopped playing for like a serious amount of time. I'll just come on occasionally and do some small stuff. But my motivation kept getting more and more the more I built, you know.
Yeah.
So that's
think-
also part of my motive.
Of all
Yep.
the things, I feel like the fact that you haven't burned out yet with all these projects is probably the most impressive thing.
Yeah, yeah. Some people I hear just keep making new worlds and new worlds,
Yeah.
and just starting over because they're burned out. But I feel like it's the beauty of staying in one world and just keep adding more and more. Like if I want to start over, I'll just go to another area and build something more. I think it's just the progress of everything. I hope I can play on another 5 to 10 years in this world and see where it takes me.
Sorry, hang on. I something went wrong. Could you repeat that?
No,
Just the last couple sentences.
yeah, it's. I was talking about that I just hope to be able to build on this server like another 5 to 10 years and see
Right.
where it all takes me. And I think that's the part that helps you not being burned out.
Okay. So like you're not dedicated to. Well, hold on, how do I phrase this? You're more dedicated to like the time of the world, and that's kind of what keeps you going in the long run. Is that big vision of it?
Yeah, it's just I'm curious, you know, what I can achieve in another 5.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, which is it's so crazy. It's only been 5 years in this world. Well, I mean, only 5 years. 5 years is a long time, but another 5 on top of that, I think you're gonna get up to some crazy things.
yeah,
Even
especially especially now that I've sped up. You know, I can build so much faster now
Mm-hmm.
than I used to. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything on this scale again soon because it was mentally it was a lot, you know.
Yeah, it'd be like your once every 5 years project.
Yeah, it's maybe I'll come around to it to building something crazy like this. But this took like 7 weeks to build, and that's just too much. And that's not just the 7 long days, you know, like 10-hour grinds.
Right. I mean, it
And then-
paid off. This is a very beautiful build.
Yeah, and I think it's a waste to just do nothing with. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, now I'm really motivated. I love playing, and I don't know, just put on some music and or movie. Oh, I've watched so many movies while playing on my
Yeah.
second screen.
I usually watch like YouTube videos and stuff while I'm playing, depending on what I'm doing, I guess.
Yeah, and just multitasking and just seeing what I can build. I love it. This world is actually just an art of mine. It's my baby, you know. It's echt sacred.
I understand why you want to show it off to like the Reddit and Instagram and stuff. You said you do have an Instagram like yourself?
Well, I used to try it. It was just just didn't really get off. I tried, but I also tried to make a TikTok video to, like, hoping it would go viral so people would see it, but never worked. So I just stopped doing that. Only on Reddit I tried, but also stopped trying that. So maybe I'll I'll make a new account and just post everything. But
Try again.
yeah, right. We can. I'm also the project I wanna maybe start working on in the next couple of days. Is the end.
Oh yeah.
It's not as special as you might think in such an old world. Also, I've hit rock bottom with trying to come up with the portal idea because I've been going through so much stuff trying to make it work. I want to do something truly special with it,
Mm-hmm.
because we also have two generated next to each other here.
Oh,
Two
I didn't
end
even realize
portals.
that. How did that happen?
Well, that's just part of um, the two seeds that combined. The
Okay.
world got deeper, and it generated another one right below this one.
Wow.
So, yeah. So this area where we're starting now, just this chunk
Mm-hmm.
is the old one, and everything surrounding it is newly generated.
Gotcha.
And then the world got deeper, and it just decided to, yeah, just decided to make an end portal here. So yeah, I wanted to do something special with it, but I just can't think of anything actually special. So I'm leaving it until I have something that I actually love building.
Right. Oh.
So yeah, that's well, we can go to the end because there are some stuff there, but it's not. Some people find it cool, but it's not not so very cool to me.
I'm nervous to do like an end project just because I'm kind of holding out for them updating the end.
Yeah, it's. I hope they update the outer islands, because if you can see here, the island is gone.
Yeah.
Well, it was supposed to be a. I don't know if you know Star Wars.
Yes. Yeah. Of course.
There's a separatist ship, like the massive, yeah, it's almost a full circle one.
Yeah.
It's
From
a
the
massive
Phantom
trading
Menace.
vessel. Yeah, I mean that was the original idea to finish it,
Uh-huh.
but I'm probably just going to build like a massive Death Star here.
Okay.
I have the design almost ready in my creative world, and that's going to be also a few 100,000 blocks to just build a circle, but
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be exciting. I do like the shape of this, so maybe I'll build it somewhere else, because I do like the shape.
I love seeing
And
everyone that does Star Wars builds for the end. It's so fitting.
yeah, I just love it. And this is the end station I've made. This is just a massive concrete factory.
Do you have you done like sand duping or anything for all the projects?
Oh yeah, I have a massive sand duper.
Okay.
If you if you actually fly down here and you land here, you can see the monstrosity that's
Oh.
below the end portal.
Whoa. So this
Yeah,
is
this is
the sand duper?
no, this is the concrete converter.
Concrete converter.
So you can it can either pass just the powder, or you can turn it into blocks and blow it up, and then it just ends up sorting up top.
Uh-huh.
But you also have a ridiculously complicated duper. This is also a pain to build. Also, yeah, ridiculously complicated, but it serves us really well.
Right.
And here we have a nostalgic Enderman farm. It's 5 years old, and I just never changed it because I don't know. I just like the simplicity of it.
Yeah. Oh, if it ain't broke,
It's
right?
Yeah, I mean we still use it a lot.
Are those? So did you remove the end island with TNT?
Yeah, it's the flyers are still they all kind of I tried breaking them, so they're still around and about.
Mm.
So yeah, and the pillars still need to be destroyed.
I see some of them have been moved a little bit.
Yeah, there are people on the server who enjoy actually mining the pillars.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, takes a little way too long for me, but yeah, I'm just gonna build a Death Star. But I wanted to like everything around here. I wanted to make it in the Death Star. So this portal and the completely of my end station, and it just barely fit on the world height. I think it's from the bottom of the world to the top of the world. So massive is the Death Star.
Wow.
Just barely fits. That's I mean the general idea I'm going to go with.
That can be your next 7-week project.
Yeah, maybe it's just going to be almost the same scale, I think.
Yeah. I
I mean,
guess it depends on if you do an interior or not.
Yeah, I think I want to do some hangars and some hallway, so it's still a little bit of an interior.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's it for here. Didn't do much in the end yet.
Yeah, I don't have any ideas for like end projects, and like I said, I was wary about it, but I think something like end projects are just so cool.
Yeah, I
See what
think
people
it's
do.
just. I'm really hoping they're gonna update the end,
At least something
so
about
it's
it.
the outside. Yeah, I think we have almost covered everything. There's still an area I'd like to show, which is my original area of farms. That's over here. This massive building here with all the granite, the red building, is actually a copper farm.
Okay.
But since we had the data pack, which gives player heads, it doesn't work. So,
Interesting. I wonder why that
so
was
that's a
set up.
pity. I think it messed up with the looting table.
Oh,
Because
okay.
this used, yeah, it is a really efficient farm
Hmm.
if it works. But yeah, it doesn't for us, so that's a pity. But yeah, that's the sad part. And this is also the place where the floor design came from. You also see at the bazaar and at other places with the honeycomb.
Oh, okay.
This is the original place.
Hmm.
I firstly wanted to only build honey farms here, so it's kind of starting here. But this project was also disbanded since we ran out of redstone because the the what's called the raid farm broke.
Okay.
But we've started to use it again, and now I want to continue this area.
I love
Just
seeing
adding.
like the little evolution from there to like in this area.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. Especially like this trunk, it just fits. It looks really cool.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm also starting to build cliff sides here, and I have some inspiration for this area, some big inspiration. So I'm going to work on this area soon again. The sugarcane farm, we have an oak farm, bone meal, moss, the massive what's it called, cobble generator here, and a manual tree chopping area. But I've much inspiration for this area, so I'm going to start working on it again.
What do you plan on doing over here?
Well, I want to cover this mostly in massive trees,
Hmm.
and I want to add some more farms that include nature blocks.
Okay.
There's more tree farms, and I want to finish the honey farms, just tie this all together because I think it has a lot of potential, this area. And for now, it's just really basic, and yeah, I think it's a waste to do nothing with it, and it looks really cool, and I just want to finish it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of farms here, especially this bone meal farm it's a little ridiculous. This was an Il Mango design, and as you can see, it's super efficient. But yeah, it's really. Oh no, I got it from the Wither Skeleton farm.
Right. Yeah. Do you have a design for that?
Well, it's really basic. It's the same as the gold farm. It's the one of Iron XL4.
Okay.
It's a really simple one, but it does the job really well.
Hmm.
We have all the beacons and everything we need. And we can go this way. It's a little area. Actually, my little brother and his friends built. It's a really different style, and they're much different builders. But I like them having their own area.
Right.
That's just a fun touch. Just them building their own thing here. Probably going to cover it all with some farm fields and nature around it, but just they come back to it sometimes. So yeah, it's just another different style, which takes me back to like the early days of Minecraft, how I used to play.
Yeah. It's really
And,
cool you have so many people like contributing and so many
Yeah, it's
different
like-
things going on.
Yeah, that's also what I like. Everyone, even if people just build one house, there are also, I haven't showed it, but there are also many little builds just standing around the world. Like I maybe like 10 different houses or bases for people randomly that just building their thing, or just they have started once and they never came back. Just fun ruins when I move around, just seeing buildings, and sometimes builders surprise me. Just randomly come back online and build something ridiculously unique, and then they log off again. Yeah, for example, this area here around the map, I've been working on this lake here and this cliff with one of the members who just recently came back. And yeah, I had no idea it was this US building, and he just popped right off and built his castle and his cliff and everything. And I was like, all right, I'll help texturing and build trees here around this area, and it looks really cool.
Yeah, it does.
So it's just I wanted to make.
Are these markers for trees out here?
Yeah. Also the general idea here was to build all the massive trees I have up top. So it's just a big canopy of leaves, and you just walk under, and there's like a 10-block gap because the trees are so high. And yeah, just wanted to build a custom biome, a custom cliffside around the map, so it's like its own area. And we also like haven't been to this area. We passed through it really quick, but
yeah, the Colosseum and stuff.
Yeah, we can visit that real quick. This is also this area here. This long building is based off a harbor in the game Anno 1800, if you know that.
Don't think so.
Also a city building game, and they have a DLC with all sort of docks, and it's based off that.
Okay.
And this is also my first try at my first attempt at a Colosseum. It's I think it came out alright. It's never built a Colosseum before. It was my very first one, and I think the shape and everything looks really cool.
Yeah, it does. Actually, funny enough, one of the bigger build projects I want to do is like a Colosseum type thing. And it's one of those weird ideas. I don't know if you've seen the movie Super Mario Bros. The new one.
No, not yet. Okay. Not yet.
Well, there is a section of the movie where they visit like these monkey guys, and basically the entire architecture of their area is like floating islands, rickety pathways and stuff. And so I want to make a floating raid farm arena that's like, instead of just an automatic raid farm, it's some raid farm where you have like a bunch of beacons all around, and you go and you fight the raiders instead of having it like an automatic killing chamber. And like
that's
floating in the island in the sky somewhere.
Oh, that's a really cool idea. I'm really excited to see how you manage to pull it off.
I started like preliminary sketches, and I just have no idea how I'm gonna do it. But I think it'll be a lot of fun whenever I do figure it out.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool idea. Yeah, this also one of the projects that just came out of me. You know, it's just there was no creative planning. It's just it happened. And sometimes I just have these builds, and there's still room like for like the guest of honor. Right. But at the time, we didn't have much wool, and I wanted to cover it with wool, so it's kind of just forgotten. But I can come back to it if I want. But I really like the shape. You know, I took a program to make the shape and just build outwards from there. And
right.
I like all the different colors I've used here. It just works.
I think it does, yeah. And also, it still blends into the rest of the town and the surrounding areas. Because I mean, mud brick is brown, but it works well with the reds and whatnot.
Yeah, I think it's sometimes I don't know what happens. It's just the ideas just come out of me, and just every design works.
Yeah, I love these trees too.
Yeah, those are based off Gutain's Scar.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, the Scarland ones, right?
Yeah. And yeah, it's also one of the things I really enjoy doing is adding stuff from different YouTubers around the world. So some stuff from B-Dub, some Fwip, from Mystical Sausage, or Gutain's Scar, just all sorts of stuff. Just when I pass it, I think about them. It just, everything falls together. And I'm also really excited about this massive building here. This is based off a real-life building, a peace palace in my country.
Okay. Where are you from again?
From the Netherlands.
Netherlands, okay.
So it's a project I'm working on with someone else, and it's looking really cool so far. It's a massive build, and it's only really resource expensive. But yeah, I think it's coming It's coming around really great. Just everything works based off pictures.
I do want to I do want to eventually add like real buildings into a world. I don't know which world, but at least one or two that I just find really inspiring. I think it'd be fun to just have a piece of reality in it, you know?
Yeah, like some people build the Eiffel Tower and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only really difficult, I think, to translate a picture from real life to Minecraft because sometimes the shapes and the scale and everything doesn't really work, so you gotta just wing it.
Yeah.
And this is also something that just happened. This bridge here, I thought this looks really cool across the water and across two mountains or two hills. I just wanna build a bridge here. And I want to make water, and I think it looks cool. Just all these random things around the world. Just yeah, I go all around the world to all different types of styles and everything.
Yeah. I think
Something,
it's great what you've done so far.
Yeah, I think you've gotten the best tour I've ever given, like the most, the biggest one, because it takes hours to see everything.
Yeah. It'll I mean, you'll get better with it as you give more tours.
I mean, I've given more tours, but not one like as in depth as this one.
Uh-huh. Have we pretty much seen everything then? Was there more to like the Nether underneath the roof, or no?
No, the Nether is just a wasteland because I don't really like building there, so it's just
I do
on
not
top
blame
of the
you.
Nether.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I can show off one of the people that's just randomly built somewhere in the woods.
Sure.
And also, I'd like to add your player hat to the tent.
Right. Yep.
So that's also like a fun addition. Maybe we can pass there first while we get to the base. Just like everyone that visits here, just getting their head. Some people also used to call me Headhunter because I killed everyone for these heads.
Okay.
You can set your spawn here and you can maybe put your stuff in the shulker. And yeah, just
So like
collecting
an execution
everyone.
block, or I'll just stand here.
No, I usually just try to one-shot people with my bow. It's very clean, clean kill. Yeah, and yeah, I also like to add stuff to the world, as in data packs and just little details, you know, because I'm also the admin of the server. I run everything, so I like to make everything work. Kijk, daar gaat hij al. Oh yes, there he goes in the headhunter. Yeah, so yeah, and I also added data packs so everyone has their own color. It's just those little things just tie everything together.
Yeah, I was curious about that at first, and then I thought you were doing some kind of like a game or something.
No, it's just everyone has their now. It's just make everyone unique, you know.
Giving everyone their own touch.
Yeah, just everyone can pick their own color, and I don't know. I just think that does a lot. You can get another view of the city while we fly over it. Just sometimes I just love flying around and just watching what I've made.
Yeah.
All those little details, like everything you see, you know, you've placed yourself. Yeah, for example, this barn here is also something someone randomly built in my farmlands. And this was his base of operations, and I was like, all right, fun. Nothing too special about it, but it's just something I haven't touched. And I also like to keep their stuff, so I don't touch it. So everything is here. Also because I don't need it, but it's just fun. Yeah, there's so much room to expand and build stuff, and I have such an incredibly massive vision of everything. And here's one of the areas that I also haven't touched, and it's just such a unique style. This guy also is a really good builder. And sometimes he comes on for a day and he builds something and then he leaves and then he comes back and builds something small. And I don't know what it is about that. It's just I just love that.
Yeah.
I don't need people to build all massive things. Just something small with detail, and yeah, I think that's really cool. Really blends in with the terrain, and yeah, sometimes I just come back here to watch and see has he done anything, and even if it's just one side of a house, it's just fun.
Right.
Yeah, I think then you've seen actually almost everything. I mean, everything of importance.
Yeah. And I know we definitely did not hit everything. Because there are lots of builds that we just flew over and just didn't really take the time to see, but all the areas
Yeah.
and everything. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. It's like
Yeah,
it's slightly like overwhelming seeing everything, but it's at the same time equally inspiring. Like everything that you've been able to do in just this one world. It's crazy.
yeah, it's also part why I think I can never restart a world.
Mm-mm. No,
And
you're
also
too committed at this point.
yeah, I'm really committed, completely committed. Also sometimes I download the server and then send everyone a copy of it,
Mm-hmm.
so at least it's secure and everyone. I'm not the only one who builds things in creative and then makes them here.
Right.
So it's been one hell of a ride. This world. It's yeah.
You can't think of anything else you want to show me?
I think we've hit everything.
Okay.
I'm also very happy that you wanted to come around and have a peek.
Yeah, of course. I've enjoyed it a lot. It's great. I don't know. I don't like go on to many servers or anything like that and do tours of other people's worlds. So it's great just seeing what other people have been doing that isn't like some YouTuber doing their thing.
Yeah, yeah. I think most of the stuff here I've never showed anyone, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess this the end of the world tour.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I will log off, and I appreciate you sharing your world with me.
yeah. No problem, man. Enjoyed it.
And I look forward to seeing what you get up to, especially in the Discord.
Yeah, I'll keep you up to date.
Awesome. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the stream.